The stars above Velthora Prime did not shine. They watched. Cold. Silent. Ancient. From orbit, the planet looked peaceful, a world of silver oceans and glowing cities floating like constellations on the surface. But every ship in the human fleet knew the truth. This was not a welcome. This was a test. Commander Elias Vance stood on the bridge of the human flagship Resolute Dawn, his hands clasped behind his back, eyes fixed on the massive alien structure ahead. The Imperial Ring, a colossal structure encircling the planet like a crown. Thousands of ships drifted around it, sleek, silent, perfectly still. Watching. "Commander," Lieutenant Aaron said quietly, her voice tight. "We're being scanned again. Deep scan, not just tech. Biological too." Elias nodded once. "They're measuring us. Like we're specimens." Elias didn't answer. Because she wasn't wrong. For 6 months, humanity had tried to open diplomatic relations with the Valkyrie Empire, an ancient civilization older than Earth's recorded history. And for 6 months, the Valkyrie had said nothing. Until now, a transmission flickered across the bridge. Not audio, not text. A presence. A figure formed in the center of the room. Tall, elegant, impossibly still. Her form shimmered like living light, her silver eyes calm, calculating. The Valkyrie Queen. Queen Aelira. Every human on the bridge went silent. Not out of fear. Out of instinct. She was overwhelming. Not physically, but mentally. Like standing in front of something that had seen centuries pass like seconds. "Human commander," she said. Her voice did not travel through air. It appeared directly in their minds. Calm. Controlled. Absolute. Elias stepped forward. "Queen Aelira. I am Commander Elias Vance of the United Earth Fleet. We come in peace." A pause. Long enough to feel intentional. "Peace," she repeated softly. A concept frequently claimed. Rarely proven. Elias didn't flinch. "We're here to prove it." Her eyes shifted slightly, studying him. Not his uniform. Not his rank. Him. "You have already been tested," she said. Aaron frowned. "Tested? We haven't." Elias raised a hand, silencing her. He understood. "Observation," he said quietly. The Queen's gaze sharpened. "Yes." The bridge grew colder. "You have been watched. Measured. Studied. Your species is contradictory. A flicker of movement. Alien ships adjusting in orbit. You are fragile," she continued. "Short-lived. Divided." Another pause. "But..." Something changed in her tone. "You endure." Elias took a slow breath. "And that matters?" "It does," she said. The room seemed to tighten around her next words. "But endurance alone is not enough to stand beside us." There it was. Not rejection. Something worse. Judgment. "What do you want?" Elias asked. The Queen stepped closer, though she didn't move. The projection simply shifted. "You will undergo a final evaluation." Aaron whispered. "This doesn't sound like diplomacy." "It is not," Aelira replied calmly. Her eyes locked onto Elias. "It is survival." The stars outside dimmed. Or maybe it just felt that way. "Your fleet will enter the Imperial Ring," she said. "You will face a controlled scenario designed to evaluate your species." Elias's jaw tightened. "A simulation?" "No." The word was absolute. Reality. Contained but real. Silence filled the bridge. "What kind of scenario?" Elias asked. The Queen's expression didn't change. "An extinction-level crisis." Aaron's breath caught. "You're going to test us by trying to wipe us out." "No," Aelira said softly. "We are going to see if you can stop it." The transmission flickered, then stabilized. "One human will lead this trial," she continued. Her eyes never left Elias. "You." The weight of it settled instantly. Heavy. Unavoidable. "Why me?" he asked. "Because," she said. "You hesitate." Aaron blinked. "That's a bad thing." "No," the Queen interrupted. "It is rare." Elias frowned slightly. "You've seen our military. You've seen our leaders. Hesitation usually gets people killed." "Yes," Aelira said. "And yet you hesitate anyway." A pause. As if you were measuring more than victory. The bridge went completely silent. Elias exhaled slowly. "What happens if we fail?" The Queen didn't hesitate. "Then humanity will remain alone. No alliance. No protection. No future among the stars. Just isolation. Forever. Elias nodded once. Then we won't fail. For the first time, the Queen smiled. Not warmly, not kindly, but curiously. We will see. The projection vanished. Outside, the Imperial ring began to open. Massive segments shifting, revealing a glowing corridor of energy. An invitation. Or a trap. Aaron stepped closer. Commander, this could be anything. We don't know their limits. Their tech. I know, Elias said quietly. He looked out at the opening. Then back at his crew. They're not testing our strength. Then what? Aaron asked. Elias's eyes hardened. They're testing who we are when everything is taken away. The engines roared to life. Fleet, Elias said, his voice steady. Prepare to enter. The ships moved forward. Into the unknown. Into the test. And somewhere deep within the Imperial ring, something was already waiting. The moment they crossed the threshold, everything changed. Stars vanished. Sensors screamed. Reality shifted. Commander! Aaron shouted. We've lost external visuals. No stars. No planet. Nothing. The bridge screens flickered wildly. Then stabilized. A new environment appeared. A dying system. A red star on the verge of collapse. Planets cracking. Space filled with debris and radiation storms. Elias stared at it. This isn't real, someone whispered. It is, Elias said quietly. Or real enough. A new voice echoed across the ship. The Queen. Scenario initiated. Your objective, she continued, is to prevent total system collapse and the extinction of all life within it. Aaron stared at the data. Commander, there are over 3 billion life forms on those planets. Elias's mind raced. How much time? 6 hours, the Queen replied. The bridge went silent. 6 hours to save an entire system. Impossible. Failure condition? Elias asked. Extinction. Of course. Elias stepped forward. All right. Think. He turned to his crew. What do we know? Aaron pulled up data rapidly. The star is destabilizing. Massive energy spikes. If it goes supernova, everything's gone. Can we stabilize it? No, she said immediately. Not with our tech. Not in 6 hours. Elias nodded. Then we don't save the star. Silence. We save the people. The crew looked at him. Confused. You're thinking evacuation? Aaron asked. Not full evacuation, Elias said. We don't have the ships. Then what? Elias's eyes sharpened. We prioritize. A heavy silence followed. 3 billion lives. And he was about to choose who lived. Aaron's voice trembled slightly. That's not a solution. It's the only one we have, Elias said. The Queen's voice returned. Interesting. Elias ignored her. Scan for population centers, he ordered. Find the highest density areas, the most stable planets. Aaron hesitated. Commander, if we do this. I know. He met her eyes. We're deciding who dies. The weight of it crushed the room. But no one argued, because there was no better option. Minutes passed. Plans formed. Ships moved. Human vessels dove into the collapsing system, pulling survivors, evacuating cities, redirecting smaller ships. Chaos, fear, screaming signals. And through it all, Elias remained calm, focused, until... Commander! Aaron shouted. We found something. A hidden structure. Massive. Orbiting the dying star. What is it? Elias asked. Unknown, she said. But it's generating a containment field. Elias's eyes narrowed. Show me. The image appeared. An ancient machine. Alien. Far beyond human technology. It's stabilizing the star, Aaron whispered. But it's failing. Elias stepped closer. How long? Maybe 1 hour. A realization hit him. This wasn't just a test. This is a choice. Aaron looked at him. What do you mean? Elias pointed at the screen. That machine, we can try to fix it. And save everyone. Hope. Dangerous hope. But, Aaron asked. Elias's voice dropped. It'll take everything we have. All ships. All energy. And if we fail, no evacuation, he said quietly. Everyone dies. Silence. A terrible, crushing silence. The Queen's voice returned. Now you understand. Elias clenched his jaw. You set this up. Yes. To force us to choose. Yes. His fists tightened. You're not testing our intelligence. No. Her voice softened slightly. I am testing your values. Elias closed his eyes briefly. 3 billion lives. A guaranteed partial save, or a risky chance to save everyone. Aaron whispered, Commander. Elias opened his eyes. Decision made. All ships, he said. New plan. The bridge froze. We're going for the machine. Aaron's heart skipped. That's a gamble. It's a chance, Elias said. And we don't abandon billions if we have even a chance to save them. The crew moved instantly. No hesitation. No argument. Because they understood. This was humanity. Flawed. Emotional. But unwilling to give up. Even when logic said they should. The final hour began. Human ships surrounded the ancient machine. Energy transfers initiated. Systems pushed beyond limits. Alarms blared constantly. Reactor overheating. Containment field destabilizing. Commander, we're losing power. Elias stood firm. Keep going. The star pulsed violently. Cracks of light tearing through space itself. Time was running out. 30 minutes. Aaron shouted. Elias clenched his fists. Come on. The machine flickered. Dying. Human ships poured everything into it. Fuel. Energy. Even life support systems. Crew members worked in freezing air, suffocating conditions. No one stopped. Because they knew. If they stopped, everyone died. 10 minutes. Aaron yelled. The star surged. A massive shockwave erupted. Ships shook violently. One exploded. Then another. Elias didn't look away. Hold formation. 5 minutes. The machine flickered again. Then, stabilized. Just slightly. Commander, Aaron whispered. It's working. Hope surged across the fleet. Push everything. Elias shouted. The ships obeyed. Every last unit of energy. Every last reserve. The machine roared to life. Light expanded. The star slowed. The collapse halted. Silence. Then, stability. The system survived. 3 billion lives saved. The bridge went completely still. Then, cheers. Laughter. Relief. Elias exhaled deeply. We did it. The simulation dissolved. Stars returned. Reality snapped back. The fleet floated safely outside Velthora Prime. No damage. No loss. Only silence. The Queen appeared once more. Her expression different. Not distant. Not cold. Respectful. You chose risk over certainty, she said. Elias nodded. We chose people. She studied him. And you sacrificed your own survival chances to do so. Yes. A pause. Then, Aelira stepped closer. For centuries, we believed strength meant control. Her eyes softened slightly. You have shown us something different. Elias said nothing. You are reckless, she continued. Emotional. Inefficient. Aaron muttered. That sounds like an insult. The Queen's gaze shifted. It is. A pause. Then. But it is also extraordinary. The entire fleet listened. You risk everything, not for power, but for each other. Her voice grew quieter. We have not seen that in a very long time. Elias crossed his arms. So what happens now? The Queen looked at the human fleet, then back at him. Now, humanity is no longer alone. A ripple moved through the ships. You have passed. Alliance. Recognition. A future. The Queen gave a small nod. Welcome to the stars. Elias allowed himself a small smile. Not proud. Not arrogant. Just human. Because in the end, they didn't win because they were the strongest. They didn't win because they were the smartest. They won because they refused to give up on anyone, even when logic told them to, even when it cost everything. And that was something even an ancient empire could not ignore. The end. Final message. Humans are not perfect. They hesitate. They doubt. They make impossible choices. But when everything is on the line, they choose to fight for everyone. And that is what makes them unstoppable. The chamber was silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence, but the kind that pressed against your chest. Every alien in the High Council remained frozen, their eyes locked on the human standing at the center. Ethan Cole didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even breathe loudly, because above them, something had changed. The stars were flickering, not dying, Not exploding, but responding. A low hum vibrated through the structure. At first it was faint, then it grew and grew, until even the ancient stone beneath their feet began to tremble. Impossible, one of the elders whispered. The network, it's activating. The galactic network, a system older than most civilizations. A silent web spread across the universe, built by a race long extinct. Or so everyone believed. No one has ever triggered it, another said. It requires a consciousness pattern that no species has achieved. All eyes slowly turned back to Ethan. He looked confused, almost scared. I didn't do anything, he said quietly. But that wasn't true. He just didn't understand it yet. Because the moment Ethan chose to stay, chose to protect beings who feared him, chose empathy over survival, something had recognized him, not as human, but as something more. The lights above shattered into streams of golden energy. They didn't fall. They flowed, like rivers of light bending toward a single point. Ethan. The energy stopped inches from his chest, hovering, waiting. Step back, a commander shouted. He could destabilize the core, but no one moved, because deep down, they all knew. This wasn't destruction. It was selection. A voice echoed, not through sound, not through air, but directly inside every mind present. Designation confirmed. The council gasped. Some collapsed. Others screamed. The voice continued. Come. Ancient. Unfathomably vast. Species, human. Status, unverified anomaly. Evaluation complete. Ethan dropped to one knee, clutching his head. What is this? The voice answered him. Not loudly, but clearly. You endured fear and chose compassion. You faced extinction and chose to protect others. You were alone and chose connection. The golden light pulsed. You are compatible. Silence. Total silence. Then, the chamber floor lit up with patterns never seen before. Symbols older than language, older than history. And in that moment, the entire galaxy changed. Because the network, the ancient, unreachable system, had just chosen a human as its first living interface. No, one council member whispered. This can't happen. If humans gain access to that system, they won't just be a species. They'll be everywhere. Ethan slowly stood, the light still hovering near him. I don't want power, he said. I just didn't want anyone to die. The voice paused, as if considering. Then it replied, That is why you were chosen. The energy surged forward and vanished into him. Ethan gasped. His eyes flashed gold for a single second, then returned to normal. Everything went still. The hum disappeared. The light faded. The stars above stabilized. It was over. Or at least, that's what they thought. A technician in the control wing suddenly screamed. We're receiving signals. From where? Someone shouted. The answer came back, and it made every being in the chamber go cold. From everywhere. Screens lit up across the council. Thousands, millions, billions of signals, all activating at once. Unknown coordinates, unmapped regions, dead zones, lost systems, all of them, now online, and every single one was responding to the same source, Ethan. He looked around, overwhelmed. I don't understand. One of the elders stepped forward slowly, for the first time, not with fear, not with suspicion, but with respect. You don't need to understand, the elder said. You've already changed everything. Ethan looked down at his hands. They were normal, still human, but deep inside, something had awakened, something ancient, and far away, beyond the edge of known space, something else woke up too, something that had been waiting, watching, for a very, very long time. A final signal echoed through the newly awakened network. Not from Ethan, not from the council, but from something unknown. Connection detected, new player identified, initiating response. Back in the chamber, every system suddenly shut down. Darkness, total silence. Then, a single message appeared across every screen. Humanity has been noticed. Ethan slowly lifted his head, and for the first time, he looked afraid. Final line, hook for next video. Because whatever just answered was not friendly.